thank you, Connie, for joining me today. You've obviously had an amazing career in technology, 25 plus years, progressing up the ranks, and obviously today working as the Technology and Digital Group Director for Urbis. So would love to hear from you in terms of your career journey, and I guess what inspired you to pursue a career in technology, and how have you navigated the path to becoming a technology director?
Yeah, I think like most people, you tend to fall into your career. I think people are very young people are a little bit more focused and aim a bit better than we did. But I started in the information technology industry when it was really emerging. So my career started off in law, and then I veered into this area where it was called information systems. And I can recall CC Mail, where we had shared PCs. And I was in the, makes me sound ridiculously old, and I can assure you I'm not 80, but I'm still not that young. But we had shared PCs in the era where typewriters had a memory card and could regurgitate certain information. That was about as techy as it got. But my career grew from being able to manage some legal contracts in that information services arena to project management to project director roles. And then I got a leap and a career boost in the managed services outsourcing industry as a consultant. And that exposed me to managed services, managing technology for my clients in its full life cycle, from service desk to desktop to infrastructure to project management to anything that we needed to deliver. And then from that, I suppose the fascination and capability to be a CIO and CDO stemmed from there when you start with the company strategy or the motivation model, and you enable technology to bring that strategy to life. So being a CIO or CDO these days, it's about the whole life cycle, from inheriting technical debt to digital, data the new oil, and really being able to drive the employees' digital experience and the client's digital experience.
Yeah, it's such an exciting, I think, place for women, because there are just so many different career pathways. And so I think technology careers today offer so many pathways that perhaps weren't on offer, rewind 25 years ago. And I think if you think about it, every job today needs IT literacy. We live in the digital age. Every job needs technology and digital expertise, whatever your role, whatever your remit. And so I guess in terms of sort of thinking about future women working in tech and sort of thinking about, I guess, the skills that are most critical for the next generation of female leaders, in your view, what do you think are some critical skills that women of the next generation need to bring with them?
Yeah, it's a great question. If you had asked me 2 years ago, I would have answered this question totally different, because I think what we've all seen is that we saw a 7-year acceleration just during COVID of our digital capability. And now we live in a world of Gen AI, where we have a general artificial intelligence world that is moving faster than anyone can even predict. So I would say being curious and being prepared for Gen AI being part of every role. We also have 4 generations in the workforce right now. I'm doing studies on that right now as to how to cater for digital literacy for the employees' digital experience, because there's actually 4 generations in the workforce. So tomorrow's leaders really need adaptability. Leaders need to think about how to keep up, how to hire new fresh skills, roles that we don't know about yet, that having that forward-thinking mindset, and really being able to ensure that you've got that emotional intelligence in your teams. And I'd say thinking about the fact that Gen AI can do a lot, but what it can't do well is it doesn't have good EQ. It can't manage the emotions of yourself, can't manage your team. Social intelligence is one of the best predictors of effective leadership. It doesn't have that. You need to really equip yourself with empathy and be skilled at conflict resolution and all the things that Gen AI cannot do. So, I think Gen AI can do a lot, but there's a lot it can't do.
I wholeheartedly agree. I don't think anyone needs to worry about AI or the robots taking over so long as we continue to hone and develop our soft skills. And it's those soft skills, I think, that are going to be most valuable in whatever career journey or career path people pursue in the
Yeah,
years to come. So, yeah, skills around leadership and empathy and authentic leadership and those humanistic skills that, as you
yeah.
say, cannot be replaced by AI. I think it's exciting. I mean, I think definitely sort of thinking about even when I started in technology recruitment 25 years ago, the roles that I was recruiting back then, of course, don't exist today. So it's changing at such a rapid rate. So who knows what skills are going to be in demand in 5 years' time.
Mm.
I suppose if we sort of think about International Women's Day and if we think about women in technology, it's an industry that's obviously very underrepresented by women. In fact, only 29% is the statistic. 29% of the industry is made up by women. So clearly we've still got a long way to go in terms of encouraging young girls and young women to even pursue a career in technology. So what would you suggest, I guess, in terms of organisations and how can they go about creating a more inclusive environment that does support women in tech?
Yeah, I think we're certainly getting better than what it was like, 20 years ago or even 10 years ago. But I think fostering an inclusive environment that supports women in technology leadership, not just technology. Organisations need to really implement mentor programs, leadership training, ensure equal access to opportunities that the organisation might have, promote a supportive culture, and actively be, addressing bias and anything like that. But I think also I like to use the example of will versus skill. I will always hire over will than skill. In fact, we've done 9, might be 10 promotions in the last 12 months in my team, where we've had promotions of people who did not have the skill but were really absolutely fabulous on will. And so they've applied for the role. They wouldn't have got it if they had come from outside. But we went, well, you're interested in this role. You've got such good will, you're loyal, you know the company, we will train you if that's what you want to do. So I think having that attitude grows young people and grows women.
Yeah, agree. And I like that. I like the will over skill. I like that. And I think too, sort of thinking about success is never a solo journey. And so I
No.
think it's important for, it's great. I know you're very active in promoting women in technology, and I know you're a regular on the speaking circuit or on International Women's Day. You're a huge advocate, I know, for women in technology, which is great. And I think that's really important that people have an opportunity, I guess, to find mentors and advocates and I guess people that are going to really help them sort of, drive their career forward. And I think too, networking, sort of attending conferences and events and
Yes, absolutely.
engaging in professional communities is important too. So
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, great to surround yourself with other like-minded women. Are there some particular initiatives or policies or strategies that you've seen in business that have had a really good impact in terms of driving and fostering gender equality in tech?
Yeah, I think technology and engineering are quite active, and I think engineering's probably as challenged as tech. But I think initiatives focusing on education, so we've got a lot of the universities doing that with STEM, mentorship, inclusive workplace cultures, policies in general addressing pay equity and bias. These have all proven to be really impactful. And I think we're lucky to be in a world now, Katrina, where there's general awareness on equality and just driving, more promotions and mentorship for women in general in most professions. But in professions where it's lacking, there just happens to be more, which is great.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think we've definitely seen some great progress. Still a long way to go, I guess. So we all have a role to play, of course, in
Yeah.
driving equity and inclusion and creating those meaningful opportunities for women in tech and in leadership.
Yeah.
And I guess, is there a piece of advice that you would give to women or young girls, rather, I guess, considering a career in tech? What would that piece of advice be for future female tech leaders?
I think first of all, don't be well, there's the lights going out. Don't be don't be concerned about the fact that the ratio is not 50-50 yet. I think that's the first thing, because I think some young emerging leaders might just go, oh, I don't know about that. And you get that with engineering students, right? They just go, oh gosh, there's hardly any females here. Don't let that put you off. If you're passionate about doing something that you think is going to stimulate you, and let's face it, you can't keep up with technology anyway. There's always something really emerging. And I think the thing is that technology is a very broad profession. There's everything from data to infrastructure to cyber security. There's so much there. There's not one avenue. So I think if there's something that you think would make you happy that you have to do every day of your life, and hopefully it won't feel like a job because you love it so much, then don't let anything hold you back.
Great advice. Yeah, great advice, Connie. I think that's it. I think you've just got to back yourself. And I think the exciting thing today, it's never one job for life, and it's often not one career for life. There's an opportunity to try different things and obviously work out what you're good at and what your skills are and what your superpowers are. And obviously there's an opportunity to pursue those strengths. Well, thank you. No, some really good advice there, Connie.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's a day I'm very passionate about, and I think in terms of gender equality, it's definitely on the agenda for most businesses, and I know it is at Urbis. I know there's a lot of focus on gender equality. Right. So great to see Urbis, among other businesses, really driving gender equities.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Well,